Hello. So the other day when I filmed my live, it came out really shadowy. I don't know what was going on with the lighting or whatever, so I'm going to refilm just the making of this cool fun fold card that actually starts out as a piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper. I will put the dimensions, the scores in the description, but suffice it to say that 4 and 8, and then turn it, and 3, let me see if I can see where that is. 3, maybe it's easier down here. Okay, here we go. 3.5 and 8 3/4. Okay, which is totally fine. All right, so then you're going to want to make sure when you're doing any of the cutting to make the pockets, you're going to want the scores that are at 4 and 8 closest to you. Okay. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our snips or whatever scissors you have. You could even use your trimmer if you want, and cut out this upper right hand corner. So I'm just going to take this and cut on those score lines right here. There we go. Okay, so you take that corner completely out. Now you could use it as a mat or use it for something else, whatever you want to do. Okay, then you're going to come down to this lower corner opposite it, and you're just going to cut on the line here, this the 8-inch score line, and you're just going to cut up to that first score line right there. Okay, so what you're going to end up with is a pocket right here. Okay, but before we go too far into this, let me grab this circle punch. This is one of our older paper punches, which I really loved. And we'll just punch a little half circle out so that people will know for sure that it's a pocket, okay, because there it is. All right, then over here, what you're going to do, and this one is the trickiest one, I think. So I'm going to put a tiny dot of Wink-A-Stella in the corner, just to give me an eyeball, just to give me a lane, a cutting lane. I looked into trying it with my trimmer, and I didn't love the way to line it up. So I'm just going to point these scissors right up to that corner and try and stay as straight as I can. Now, if you have longer bladed scissors, that might help. Okay, but we're going to get right there to that corner. Then we're going to fold up this triangle. Okay, and then we're going to fold this one. So we've taken that bottom square there, and we're just going to give that a little tug and get it where I want it. Give it a good crease with my bone folder. There we go. So now you're going to have two pockets that are going to go diagonally like this. Okay. All right. So let me just fold this one up. This one you may want to trim just a smidge. You can, when you fold this one in, you may find that this and this don't necessarily want to play super nice together. So you can do a couple of things. You can do a tiny miter cut here. So you can go from this corner and just ever so slightly up here and in just a smidge. Okay, it will show a little bit, but that's okay. I'm good with that. Okay, so we're just going to take that little tiny bit right there out. Okay, and that way when you go to fold it, it will fold a little bit easier over here. Okay, all right, so we've got 1, 2, 3 pockets, right? 1, 2, 3. So now we've got one more pocket to do, and that's this upper corner. So we're going to cut in here. Now this one's going to end up being a little long. So the fun part is you can, there it is, okay. So what you can do is just fold this back, and I didn't even measure, it doesn't matter. Okay, like that. All right, so now we want to adhere these pockets. Now you want to use an adhesive that is strong enough to hold them shut, but you also don't want to get an adhesive that's too wide that is going to interfere with putting something in the pockets, okay? I'm more concerned about that over here or over here. So those two, I'm going to use liquid glue. These two, because there's plenty of surface space to slide something down in, I'm going to go ahead and use tear tape. Okay, so I'm just going to put the tear and tape right here along the very, very bottom, right to that score line. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same over here, but I'm going to turn it so you're doing the side here, not the diagonal. Okay, so you're doing the 2 other sides. Obviously, you don't have to do the fold. Right? There we go. All right, then, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but if you give these a really good firm rub with a bone folder or something, they will come up and separate from the adhesive a lot easier. Okay, so we can just bring this over like that, and now we have a pocket here. Okay, and then we'll grab this one, and there we go with that. Okay, and we'll put a little adhesive up here to just keep that flap down. There we go. I'm just going to snip that off. There we go. Well, a little bit more of that off. There we go. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to just take my liquid glue, and I have it in this this one with the very fine tip. Like that. Do these 2 edges and put that up here. Give that just a second. Just going to press on that for just a second. There we go. And then over here. Okay. And here. So these would be great for, you could probably put something small like a tea bag. You don't want anything super bulky. Lottery tickets, a little cash, you could do other little notes, okay? You would have to make them smaller than that. This is designed for the middle, but you could make some smaller little notes to go in there, okay? You could almost get this one in there, but not quite. All right, so I did some stamping with the artistic blooms, something. Can't remember exactly, sorry. Anyway, so this is 3 3/4 by 5, and it fits just nicely right in the center, which does a couple of things. One, it gives you a place to write your little note, okay? The other thing it does is it gives this whole thing a little more stability, all right? So we're going to just crease all our folds one more time. Okay, then the pockets can fold in like that and fold up like this. And I'm seeing that this one could be a little bit of a problem. Okay, it might be, you might want to just take a smidge off of that. And I think I will with my trimmer. Oh, which is within reach. So let me grab that and show you what I mean. All right, so this one right here, this flap needs just a smidge taken off. So I'm just going to cut ever so slightly up to that other score mark, okay? And I'm not even sure I got it. Oh, that was such a tiny smidge that really all I did. All right, let's see if I can get that. There, this might work better. There, okay, I think we got it here. I might need to spruce it up with my snips. Just a smidge here. Because I didn't get all the way through. So I'm just gonna go right there along the edge. There. Okay. All right, so that should close a little bit better. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then we can just give it a little bit of a help to stay closed. Now, the way this stays closed is a belly band. Now, I do not score my belly bands, okay? I make sure that it is at least twice as wide as, so this is 9 1/2 because this is 4 1/4. Okay, so it's twice as wide. And then I'm just going to gently fold it around, okay, and it will just, so you want it snug enough to hold it, but not so snug that you can't get it on and off. Okay, so we'll just give it a little press there, and then put a little adhesive here. Let me do a little bit that way. And then a little bit here. So if you stick way to each edge, when they overlap, you will have a really nice strong seal. Okay, and then we're going to put the front on like this, and so that'll cover it right up. Okay, and I'm actually going to, yeah, I'm going to just put my adhesive. So I know that if I stick pretty close to the middle, like that, it will be just fine. I'm going to go just there. Okay. So now we have this, and then when you open it up, we have all our pockets where you can hide little messages or little gifties or something. Okay, so there we go. And I'm gonna just, sometimes you have to give it just a tiny bend to get it in that belly band, and then the belly band will go right down on. Well, there it goes. Just had one little spot where it didn't want to be. There you go. All right. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the lighting the other night. Take care. Bye-bye.